All right, welcome in. I'm the Kodiak, and today it is time to talk about Tyler Guyton and where he fits in with the Dallas Cowboys. So let's get right into it. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're not already. Let's get right into it. So Tyler Guyton, out of Oklahoma, was selected by the Dallas Cowboys. So congrats to you, my man. The honor of being drafted is not something that anybody should take lightly. It's every college football player's dream. So congratulations to him. Uh, they lost crucial pieces, the Dallas Cowboys did, in Tyron Smith and Tyler Biadasz during free agency. They started to rebuild their front five on Thursday night, and they traded back before they selected Tyler Guyton with, I believe, the 29th pick. They traded back from 24 to 29, and I remember the hometown Lions fans going absolutely crazy. But Tyler Biadasz is out the door, same with Tyron Smith. So what did the Cowboys need to do? They needed to improve the O-line. And honestly, last year, it was not terrible watching their O-line. Like, yeah, their run game wasn't what it was used to be doing, but part of that was due to the fact that Tony Pollard was just not his normal self. He was still recovering from that fractured fibula, and they got rid of Zeke, and that was a useful 1-2 punch even when Zeke had fallen off cliff. But at the same time, they were able to maneuver around their, I guess, lack of talent on the offensive line. Like, they desperately needed a talent influx into the offensive line, especially after the offseason they just had. And what they were able to do last year was Dak still played at an MVP level with questions all across the offensive line. They were able to run bootlegs, they were able to run screens, and they were able to maneuver around how weak their offensive line was. So they started to rebuild their front five on Thursday night. They were starting to create the new Great Wall of Dallas, trading back before selecting Tyler Guyton with the 29th pick. So he is 6'7", 322, very athletic. And the Cowboys came into the draft with one objective: retool the offensive line. They obviously went with Tyler Guyton in the first, and they probably got the guy they would have gotten anyway had they stayed put at 24, so good work, Jerry Jones, on a move like that. They also drafted Cooper Beebe in the third round, so congrats to them for that pick as well. And now the Cowboys' starting offensive line is Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. And the only real liability and turnstile on the offensive line is Steele. Now, Tyler Guyton, regarding him and how he is as a prospect, he looked good at the Senior Bowl, and he was one of my biggest winners and overall risers from that event. The Cowboys love putting any dude named Ty on the offensive line. Cowboys have been excellent in developing toolsy offensive linemen recently. And I know a lot of people wanted a wide receiver with Dallas's first-round selection, and that's because wide receivers are, yes, it wasn't needed on the roster, but they're also shiny and cool and make highlight plays and score us fantasy points. And one of my viewers actually made this very good point and alluded to this in one of my last videos where I talked about the Joe Alt selection for the Chargers. Drafting offensive linemen is like getting socks for Christmas. Like, is it the most exciting? No. But at the same time, it's something that'll definitely be good down the road. And regarding Guyton, he's a very raw player, but you can't teach that kind of quickness at that size. Yeah, he was absolutely dominant in college, but he could get beat if he was playing against an experienced edge rusher with fakes and stunts. But the raw talent is off the charts, and he played offensive tackle for only 2 years. And drafting on the offensive line is all about measurables, athleticism, and the ability to learn. And being a 3-year starter is not an indication of NFL ability. And if anything, being raw for a guy like Tyler Guyton could be a good thing, because the Cowboys can teach him more of what they're looking for and how he fits into their blocking schemes and how he can pass protect for Dak and how he can open up running lanes for their running backs and their running game in general. And let's see if he's able to have less bad habits from blocking in the Big 12. And let's see if he is able to pick it up as quick as they need, though. That's the big question I have. Let's see in the NFC East if he is ready for the Eagles' pass rush. Let's see if he's ready to take on Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns on the other side twice a year. Let's see if he's ready to block Nick Bosa in the inevitable high-leverage Cowboys and 49ers matchup. This run game was really, really inconsistent last year, despite Dak having an incredible season. So they did exactly what they needed to do. They moved the pocket, and they were able to counteract their duct tape offensive line. And this is the first year that I really haven't followed along with draft media and all that, but I feel like this and a lot of other picks were all sort of set in stone for the past few months. Of the few mocks and write-ups I had seen, Guyton has pretty much always been the guy for the Dallas Cowboys. So, not to mention, while watching NFL Network, it just felt like they knew the picks beforehand. They knew, at least the days leading up to it, what the teams were leaning and overall what they were going to do. And if you pay attention to Vegas odds, which I do, as they are very, very predictive around this time of year, odds makers seem to have information that the general public does not. And it's very predictive as to how the future can go in sports. The Cowboys were very, very heavily favored to draft an offensive lineman. So that shows how the organization currently feels about the starting five that they have. Let's say if they had to roll out a starting five after free agency and not even able to add anything in the draft, it would have been less than ideal. But at the same time, I'm really, really happy for the Dallas Cowboys. This guy's a great guy. He was beloved by Oklahoma fans. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what he becomes in the NFL. Congratulations, Cowboys fans. You probably got the guy that you were targeting at 24 anyway, and you traded back, which is an indication of a smart front office. So yeah, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, have a good day, and peace out.